sky, and it was one sight to see. I recommend each and every one of you, if you haven't had a chance to get up in a helicopter and do something like that, it is definitely quite the experience. Better yet, it's even better if you get a chance to actually fly the helicopter yourself. It's pretty cool. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and dive on in. We know that today is literally the month is already underway. Right now, I believe today is the 13th of the month. I believe it is. Excuse me, the 15th of the month. It is. And so, for those of you that are joining in, let's go ahead and let you know that being a part of this team, guys, we build our business in what we call zones. There are 3 zones. All right, give me 1 second here. We build our business in what we call zones, and from the 1st to the 10th is what we call the white zone, and that is where we're doing what's called massive exposures. It's where we're giving out free chocolate samples everywhere. We're doing conference calls all day, every day. We're doing chocolate happy hours all the time. We're doing webinars. We're doing executive luncheons. We're doing meetings, and more meetings. That is from the 1st through the 10th. It's called the white zone, better known as massive exposures. And then from the 10th through the 20th, that is what we call the blue zone. And in the blue zone, that's what we call massive follow-ups. You know, it's been said that the average person, it takes them 2 to 4 times to see or hear the information before they enroll. It takes the average person about 2 to 3 times to see or to hear your presentation before they get started. And so the 10th through the 20th, guys, is what we call massive follow-ups. That's the blue zone. That's the zone that we're currently in now for the next 5 days, the blue zone. And then from the 20th through the end of the month, that's called the red zone. And in the red zone, guys, that's where you have massive upgrades because massive volume is coming in throughout the red zone, okay? So these are our 3 zones right now. We're presently, as I mentioned, in the blue zone, okay? So what does that mean? For those of you that are on the call today, who have you shown the plan to so far throughout the month that did not join? Are you aware of all the people that you put on the sizzle call that maybe they said they were going to come to a meeting, but they did not, okay? Are you aware of the people that were at the last happy hour that you did that needed to step out early, or maybe they left and didn't make a decision that day? The bottom line is you have to remember that the fortune is in the follow-up. You know, oftentimes we hear this, said so many times, but it amazes me how many of us, and sometimes even myself in the past, we undermine the importance of follow-up. Follow-up is really, that's the bread and butter of your career in this industry. If you think you're going to be able to hit grand slam home runs every time you step to the batter's box, that's not true, folks. That is not true. If you think that you're going to be able to hit the ball out the park every time you step in the box, that's not true. So it's important that you are aware that the follow-up process, it has to be something that you actually become really good at. And that is where you follow up with people. You follow up and you follow through. Now, when you follow up, folks, it's pretty simple what you're going to do. What I like to do is keep it simple. I simply, follow up with the person, and I'll ask them, hey, what did they like best about what they heard or what they saw? Question number 1, what did they like best? What did they like best about what they heard or saw? I never ask them what they think. We only ask them what they liked best, okay? Question number 2, I always ask them, can you see yourself in the picture? Can you see yourself in the picture? Can you see yourself in the picture? You know what? I can. I actually can. I can see. When they tell you, yes, I can see myself in the picture, that simply means they're signing up. You just need to figure out which package works best. basic, builder, leader, or executive pack. Okay? So those two questions. Question one, what did they like best about what they saw or heard? Question two, can you see yourself in the picture? Okay? And they'll give you an answer or they'll give you an objection. Okay? And you want to be ready for this because there's typically one of 5 objections that you need to be ready for. One objection is, I did like it. I love what I saw, but I just don't have any money. Another objection is, I really still, I need to get a hold of my wife, or I need to talk to my husband. I haven't been able to get a hold of him yet just to kind of find out what his thoughts are. Another objection is, I really enjoyed it. I like the chocolate. I just don't have any time right now. Another objection is, this seems kind of like a pyramid. Can you kind of, I don't know about this. I've heard these things before, and this seems like a pyramid to me, okay? And another objection is, I'm really not a salesperson. I don't know anyone, so I'm just not sure if this is really for me, okay? And so you want to be ready for those objections. Tonight, I'm not going to really focus in on how to overcome objections. If you simply go to our website, go360star.com, go360star.com, and you look at the training videos, you'll see how to overcome objections. Just simply click on video blog and go to the video library, and you'll be able to see how you overcome objections, okay? So, but just again, the bottom line here is in the blue zone, this is where your massive follow-ups. Listen, follow-up is super important because it shows the prospect that you really care about the process. You said it again. Follow-up is really important because it shows the prospect that you really care about the process. I'm not at liberty to mention, but there is a very large prospect that I'm in the process of recruiting right now. It's someone that all of you know, and that's why I'm not at liberty to mention that person's name. And they were super excited today when they saw me follow up with them today, and sent them a text message about some things, and they were really excited and said, hey, listen, they're looking forward to it. And so again, just them seeing my diligence, my persistence in following up and following through, it spoke volume to them about how I care about this process. I'm not just going to let it slip through the cracks. Now listen, folks, I know that for some of you, I'm pretty much echoing stuff that you might have already heard or know. But what we want to do here, team, is we want to begin to take what is common knowledge and let's begin making this common practice, starting with myself, filtering down to every single one of you that are on the phone tonight. Again, let's take this common knowledge of follow-up. We've heard this many times over, but let's make it common practice, guys. Let's make this common practice. Again, the fortune truly is in the follow-up, okay? All right? Now, let's move ahead to the next order of business here tonight. Again, meetings, and more meetings, guys. We told you that every single week, one of the things that we're going to do every single week is we want to make sure everyone is scheduling their meetings. You're going to hear us every single week talk about what we've been telling you. This team here is going to focus on doing 2,500 meetings on a weekly basis. 2,500 weekly meetings on a weekly basis. And the reason for that, our goal by October 1st of 2015, we will be enrolling 8,000 to 10,000 people on a monthly basis. Now, guys, you can be a part of that, or you can step aside and watch it happen. Because I'm letting you know I'm very serious about this, I'm very intentional about this, and I'm very persistent on this, okay? We are going to get this done. And I can't wait to talk to you in just a few moments about tonight's training topic, and you're going to see how much we mean business about this 2,500 meetings on a weekly basis, okay? We've already talked about what is a meeting. I'm going to quickly brush up on that so that there's no confusion. If you send somebody to the website and they watch the full presentation, that is a meeting. If you send somebody on a conference call and they hear the whole conference call, that is a meeting. If you meet with someone on a one-on-one basis to show them the plan yourself with your flip chart, that is a meeting. Again, if you're doing a happy hour, someone's there in front of, that's a meeting. Okay. So any method of exposure that someone saw the whole presentation, that's a meeting. Okay. That is a meeting. Okay. And so here's what we want to do, guys. We've been doing this the last 2 weeks. This is the third week. We're going to continue it. And every week we're going to mention this on this call. What we need every single person on the phone to do, every single one of you, we need you to take out a piece of paper really quickly. I don't care if it's toilet paper. It doesn't matter. But we need you to take out a piece of paper, guys, put your name on it, okay? And we want you to write on that piece of paper how many times this week, how many meetings are you willing to do this week? We're talking between now and next Tuesday night. We've got to know this information. How many meetings are you willing to do? You know, guys, I'm here in Canada. I'm going to be heading over to Vancouver Island. Yes, I got it right. Vancouver Island. Going to be leaving in the morning, going on over there. First time ever. They've got some serious meetings set up there that we're going to be doing. And I got to tell you guys, if you want me to come and help you, I don't care what city, what country you're in, I will do it on one condition. And make sure you get this clearly. I will come to you wherever you're at. I don't care what country, what state you're in, I will come. But it's only on one condition. And that condition is what we're talking about now. Are you willing to fight for your family's freedom? Are you willing to fight for your goals and dreams? Or do you only want someone else to come fight because you won't put your gloves on and fight for yourself as well? I will come as long as you are willing to do meetings. If you're not willing to do meetings, I'm not coming, okay? So how do I know that you're willing to do meetings? I don't care if it's conference call meetings. I don't care if it's webinar meetings. I don't care if it's chocolate happy hours. I don't care if it's one-on-one. I don't care. I just want to see you fighting. When I see you fighting, it turns me on and turns me up. It gets me fired up when I see other people in the ring fighting for their goals and dreams. It means a lot to me, okay? And so here's what we need you to do. Piece of paper, your name, how many times this week are you willing to show the plan, okay? And then number 3, we want you to put the date and the time that you are willing to do it. Now, understand, we know that some of you do not know the location of where you're going to be showing the plan at. We know that you may not know whom you're going to be showing it for. None of that matters. What matters most is what is the date and the time that you are intending to show the plan. You know, there's a book by a very good author. Can't remember his name right now, but it's talking about the power of intentions. The power of intentions. And Wayne Dyer, that's who it is. The power of intentions. Intentions are everything. What are you intending is what I want to know. Okay, and the way I can know that is on paper, not because you spoke it. I want to see it written. Okay, so go ahead and take a piece of paper, name, your name, full name. How many times this week are you willing to show the plan, and what are the dates and times that you're willing to do that? And then we simply want you to take a picture with your cell phone and send that over to your upline gold executive. Your upline gold executive. If you're sponsored by me, obviously that information is going to come directly to my partner, Julie Wu, or myself, okay? But we need you to do that as soon as this call is over, okay? Every week, if you notice, guys, we are monitoring the meetings. What we're doing is we're actually looking at how many meetings are scheduled every single week. And obviously, why are we doing that? Because I told you we're marching to 2,500 meetings on a weekly basis. We are marching to 2,500 meetings per week, and we ain't playing no games. We're not playing, okay? And I'm excited about that, okay? So if you'll do that for us right now, as soon as this call is over, you'll be tremendously blessed because you're following instructions, all right? Now, let's get to the last bit of our call here tonight, and that is the training topic for tonight. And we're going to pick back up where we left off last week for the last 9 minutes. For those of you that don't know, last week we started talking about the 17 laws or the 17 principles of success. You know, I did not make these principles up, so they do not come from me. These principles are timeless. They've been around since the beginning of time. For those of you that want to know where they come from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. This week we're going to focus on my favorite, one of my favorites, and that is principle number 3, and that is called applied faith. Applied faith. Principle number 3. Applied faith, guys. Applied. Write that down. I don't care if you're in the grocery store, you need to pull over, you need to write that one down. Applied faith. Very, very important. Okay, we're going to talk about that tonight, guys. We're going to talk about that tonight. Now, when it comes to applied faith, many of you on the line, I'm sure you probably know what the word faith means or what faith is all about. Faith is an action word, okay? And many of you have probably heard it been said before that faith without any works is absolutely dead. Faith without works is dead. In other words, it's not enough to say you believe. You have to actually go ahead and put your actions where your mouth is, okay? You've got to put some work. And so I want to talk to you about what's called applied faith. You see, let me share something with you. If you can see the end of the road, then that's not faith. If you can see the outcome, it's not faith. If you can see it, it's not faith. See, faith is when you can't see, but you act anyway because you're acting with great expectation, believing and knowing it's got to happen. You're in alignment with the universe. You're following instructions of your leader, and you're doing what the process says do, and you're expecting the harvest. You're expecting the result that actually you were intending. Okay? So applied faith, it's where you have to take action. And tonight, guys, I want to talk to you about many different ways that I have actually utilized this principle. I still utilize it to this day, and that's why great things are happening in our organization. It's because I'm operating under applied faith. Here it is today. You know, I've never had a chance to go up in a helicopter. I've always was a kid that, had a fear of heights and things of that nature. And, the opportunity presented itself where we had the chance to go up in the helicopter today. And I didn't stammer. I didn't stutter. I said, I want to do it. Let's do this. Let's do this thing. And I know some of you may not think this is a big deal. You'd probably love to get in a helicopter. Well, it just depends upon, maybe how you were growing up or whatever. But some of us have a fear of heights and things of that nature. And that used to be something that I had a fear of. Heights and roller coaster rides, those were not my cup of teas. But anyway, today we went ahead and conquered that. We said, no, we're not going to allow that to actually, mess with my brain anymore. And so we went ahead and jumped up in the helicopter, guys, spent, almost 2 hours up there. And it was just, had a great time and got a chance to fly it. And now the bottom line is this: what used to be a fear is now my friend. What used to be a fear is now my friend. See, you've heard this term before, that the word fear is false evidence appearing real. And that's really, there's a lot of truth to that, guys. I'm not saying that you're not going to have any fears in life, but oftentimes the fears that you have are the very things that you need to run to. Uh-oh, did you hear that? The fears that you have in life are the very things that you need to run to, because those fears are going to grow you. They're going to stretch you. They're going to take you closer to what you want versus further than what you want. You see, there's an old saying that if I can't do it, I must do it. If I can't do it, I must do it. You say, well, why would you say that? Because that's applied faith. In other words, when you go do that thing that you were so nervous and so afraid of to do, whatever it may be, you're going to discover much more about yourself. you're going to discover that, wait a minute, it's not so bad after all. It wasn't as worse as I thought it was going to be. And what that's going to do is that's going to grow you. It's going to propel you in a way like never before. It's going to allow your brain to understand that maybe I was making this a bigger deal than what it really is in and of itself. And so, guys, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to literally understand principle number 3, applied faith. Applied faith. Applied faith. Applied faith. Okay, what is it that you're not doing that you know you should be doing? Okay? Well, let's go ahead and start doing it now. Who is that person that you're scared to pick up the phone and call because you think that they're going to just chop you up and spit you out, and you're just afraid to call them? You have them on your chicken list. You know what I mean? The chicken list is the list of people that, they're very successful. You've probably looked up to them your whole life, and you're afraid to phone them because you just are afraid of what they're going to do or what they're going to say. Well, tonight I want to encourage you guys, apply faith. What is that thing that you haven't done yet because you're afraid of doing it? Who is that person that you haven't called yet? Okay? What about that presentation that you should do, but you're just afraid to do it because you're just worried of what's going to happen? I want to encourage you tonight, guys, for those of you that are leaders on the call that, you've been stuck at the same level for I don't know how long, let's operate in applied faith. Let's do more now than you've ever done before. Let's do more now than you've ever done before. As a leader of this team, I've been telling you all day, every day, if you want to become a diamond, you need to be doing at least 8 to 10 presentations on a daily basis for 30 days straight. Now, for some of you on the phone call, you've seen that we've broken some diamonds, but you ain't seen nothing yet. And I want you to write that down. We're going to break diamond after diamond after diamond. Watch what happens between now and the end of this year. Watch what happens, okay? Watch. I told you that there was a major shift happening in this team. It started with me, and it's rippling effect to you and you and you and you, okay? And I want you to know, what is that? What's propelling that? Applied faith. I've made some decisions, some new decisions. I've made some new changes, and I've actually got some new goals. And those goals will be achieved because literally we're focusing on them, we're believing in them, we're actually making adjustments towards them, and we're operating with applied faith. And we will not stop. We will not stop, and you are a part of that process. So that means you are going to be abundantly blessed as well. But you also have a role that you have to play, okay? And part of that role tonight is we're talking about you now getting in alignment with principle number 3 of applied faith, okay? So, guys, listen, make sure you take the time to write your name down, how many meetings you're going to do this week, and also the dates and times, and send that over in a text message to your upline gold executives. And you gold executives, if you can actually get that over to us immediately. We don't want to wait any longer than 30 minutes after this call to get all of the people that are actually doing meetings this week. We need that so that we can put that into our spreadsheet. Make sure you send that over right away, okay? And then lastly, guys, again, what's that thing that you know you haven't been doing, but after tonight's call, you know what? You said to yourself, Romacio, I'm going to do it. You're right. If this is a principle, if this is something that it's a principle, I have to do this in order to become successful, which is apply faith, then you're right. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We'd love to have you right now. What's that thing that you haven't done that you're going to do now? What is it? Okay? And how much of it are you willing to do? So you can go ahead and send that over as well. We'd love to see stuff like that, okay? So with that, guys, we appreciate each and every single one of you. Remember, guys, our team operates a spirit of love, a spirit of honesty, and a spirit of responsibility while at the same time having fun. And so that's who we are. That's who we are, and that's just who we are, guys, and we are not changing. That is our spirit of how we do what we do. So with that, guys, we love each and every single one of you. Vancouver Island, I'll see you tomorrow. And in Toronto, I'll see you guys very, very soon. All right, good night and goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening in. Bye-bye.